చాలా పెట్టాడు వెన్నీ. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode. Today I have a very close friend, Yoga, and that's what we're going to talk about, friendships.
Yes, friendship.
Thank you for being on the show, first of all.
Thank you for having me.
And,
Let's not
yep.
be this formal. Come on.
Okay, cool. I actually, we started off talking, but we knew each other way before, and I thought you had like some beef with me. Is it true? Is it not?
Maybe. I'm kidding, but like, I had no idea that we would be this great friends.
I know,
actually.
right?
But like every great friendship starts with beef. That's for sure, right? So I'm so glad, that we actually started talking and we vibes, like you say.
Vibes. The thing is, I don't know how to put it on camera, but I thought you did not like me. Or I did not, because I guess we started off on that note, or the people that we've known. So I was like, okay, and then we started talking, and then we just like clicked. We didn't really have any. I guess that's how friendships should be. Like, you don't really need to make an effort, right?
Exactly.
It should be effortless.
It just happens. Very easy.
Did you have friendships where you were like, okay, I need to put an effort, or like, this relationship isn't what I want, or did you try communicating it with, did you have friendships like that where...
Oh yeah, dude. Oh my god, I had
Guys, let me tell you, Yoga has one of the most unique stories, okay? Whenever she tells us a story, it's just filled with so much drama and like, oh my god, it has everything. So I'm just really looking forward
sometimes I feel like I should just have a reality show around my life.
Right, a Netflix show.
Yeah, oh, Netflix too much now. But like, yeah. So, yes, I did have a friend, and I thought that's what friendship was supposed to be. Like, that's how it's supposed to look. But over the time, I realized that's totally not friendship is about. So I kind of figured, and I had to let go. It was very hard because the friend was very close to me, one of my best friends. And I don't think I'll ever be that close to a friend again. But yeah, it was nice, but also it was a very bittersweet friendship, I would say. So
I guess I've had a very similar experience, and like you say, I don't think I'll be ever close to a friend again, that close to a friend again. But what happened? Like, why did you think that friendship wasn't what you wanted?
It was just toxic. Toxic is a very strong word, to be very honest, but that's what I felt, and it was just, I felt very controlled in the friendship. Friendship is when you have a lot of stuff going on in your life, and you make friends with people and hang out with them to ease your pain and stress, right? So over the time, I realized that's the friendship is where the stress was building. I just couldn't take it anymore, and it was just very hard to be around that person. And that person was very overprotective of me. Like, I do get it. Like, if my best friend goes to another friend and is very close, I do get jealous, but not to the point where I try to destroy her friendship or like something. So it was out of line. So that's when I knew.
Oh, it was behad. Your friendship was
I don't know what that means,
behad.
but I laugh.
Behad, oh my god.
Jane comes up with random. Is this an Urdu word?
Yeah.
Of course.
Behad is like limitless.
Limitless. What about you? Like, what happened with the friend?
Okay, so I had this friend. We were very close. We were friends from, I guess, second class or something.
Oh, wow.
So we literally grew up together, right?
Yeah.
Like school, and then we were like, okay, we are going to the same college in Inter, and everything happened. But then as kids, we don't really know who we are making I mean, like as adults, we know, okay, this is something that this is someone I want. Like kids, we just make someone our friend, and we're sort of like pressurized to continue that relationship. Also, because of the amount of time we've known each other, we're like we've been knowing each other for like 16, 17 years now, so we're like best friends. I mean, yeah, the kind of bond that I shared with her is something I don't think I'll ever have with anyone else, but I also wanted to ask this. Why do you think we call it toxic, and like what makes a friendship toxic?
What makes a friendship toxic?
I can start. Toxic is when people don't recognize, or we also let that happen, right? And I guess it takes a lot of self-awareness and like a lot of work to recognize if something is toxic or not. When they're like, when we tell them something, you know, and when we are vocal about it, if they know that if I don't like when someone does that and they wantedly do it, intentionally do it, then I feel that has happened to me. We had no boundaries. There was no communication. I mean, of course, we're just talking about like the whole world. But what are we to each other? Zero communication. There wasn't like, are you hurting me? Are you not?
Bond of communication. Okay.
And yeah, man, it was just like, and there was so much drama, dude.
Yeah, toxic is drama.
There's so much drama. Like once you talk to her, the after feeling of that is just draining. It's not peaceful. It's not that, you know, when we have video calls and we're like, okay, I just spoke to my friends, nice, we spoke about things, but it was just so much drama and there was like so many things involved. And also I don't feel people like respect your boundaries. Like if you draw these boundaries and they're like constantly crossing them, I think that is toxic.
It's a red flag.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, dude, I've had so many boundaries where, you know, I didn't want my friend to cross. But like every time she had to do it. I don't know why. Like, you know, I like being very personal. I know it's very ironic that, you know, we're content creators, but like, back at college, I wanted to keep my life very personal, but like because she was my best friend, I used to share everything. And the next day I go to college and everyone knew about it. And like, where did it go? Who leaked it? Obviously it's my best friend, because that's the only person I shared it with. So, you know, I think also having a toxic friend kind of leaves you thinking, you know, should I even be sharing, you know, with a friend? Like who's the right one to even share with? So I've had issues with that. You know, I still keep a lot of stuff to myself because I don't know who to trust. But again, I think that also helped me, you know.
I guess this helps you be closer to yourself rather than like depending on people for things, right?
That's true.
Did you ever think that maybe you are the toxic one?
I did. I actually was, to be very honest. I was a toxic one with a friend. Like, we did some shit and I kind of, in the moment, I don't know why, but I blamed it on her.
Dude, even I did that. I did that when I was very young.
Yeah, very young, and I still feel guilty about it. I'm still sorry to the friend. I did apologize and everything, but yeah, that sucks. Never do that.
I feel it's very important that we don't just like blame it on
you should
them.
Be very self-aware.
Like telling that, oh, you're the toxic one and it's because of you my life is like, no, dude, like even I've been the toxic one sometimes.
We're
and
humans,
it takes a lot
it's possible.
Yeah, but I guess understanding that, trying to change that, trying to have better friendships is you know, really necessary. Because dude, you need to have friends. Because I was at a phase where I was like, naak ovvaroddu, you know. I'm good. I don't need friends. But no, life is supposed to be shared with friends and family, and you know. And sometimes I also think that if you are trying to be that numb, then what's the point of living?
Exactly. Dude,
like you are
feeling
human.
is very important. Like so important. Like that's you being human. And yeah, like there was a point I felt very lonely. Like even I didn't make any you know, efforts in making friends, though I had a lot of friends. You know how they say you're in a crowded room but you feel so lonely. So like I felt that a lot, but I realized I was with the wrong friends. So I got out of that. So
also it's so hard for you to have a healthy friendship after you've had a toxic one? Because you're always thinking about that, and you're like, okay, like if they're doing something healthy, right? If I am doing certain things and they're not criticizing, I feel that, are they even my friends? Like, why aren't they criticizing me? And it's not always necessary for friends to criticize, right? If I'm doing like a podcast, suppose, and I tell my friends, they're like, oh, you have to do it, come on and all. But in previously they were like, I mean, what do you have to share? Things like that. And I'm like,
so like you wonder, are your friends really being honest?
Are they really my friends?
Exactly.
Like, I also wanted to ask you, how has your friendship with people changed over time? And how are you dealing with friends right now at this phase in your life?
Yeah, wow. I'm actually very, very, very blessed to have amazing friends right now, like you. So, I have never been picky with friends. That has actually been... I know people say, you're going to meet a lot of people and, you just got to be friends with everyone. That's what I did. It did help me, but also kind of destroy me a little. I am a person who always goes for the wrong decision, okay? At least used to. Like you give me 2 decisions or like 2 choices, I pick the wrong one always. So, yeah, I did pick wrong friends. And I lost my confidence. Dude, confidence.
Oh my God. Don't even get me started.
Having the wrong friends affects your confidence like major. So it got to a point where, I wasn't even getting out. Like I wasn't even going out because I was just not feeling myself because of all these friends. And yeah, over the time I learned how to choose better friends. But I have like 3 best friends now who I didn't choose, but like it just happened. But now I realize what a healthy friendship is. And I'm having so much fun. But like, with these toxic friends, you have so many plans. Like you're going to grow up and they're going to be at your marriage, or like we're going to have kids together at the same time.
Oh my God, yeah. And once that is ended, and accepting all of that is not going to happen anymore is also hard to take, right?
Very hard.
Now that I'm thinking of that person maybe not being at my marriage, and I'm like, okay, but like I had so many plans for like 17 years straight, and now I'm just like, I don't know if I really want to. The thing is, do you also feel yourself forgetting about such things, and you're like, dude, I've spent so much time with a friend for so long. Like, what is wrong with why am I just forgetting about it?
Yeah. Like, I do think, okay, what if I would have been friends with someone healthier and how would that friendship be? But again, I'm like, that's okay. Like, there's no point in regretting something. I did have my fair share of like happy memories with this toxic friend. So I'm very happy.
The way we're just calling them out, man. Toxic friend.
Like, dude, did you ever, confess and tell your friend that you're being toxic to me?
Did
you do that?
I did. Did you?
Did? Yeah. How did she take it?
Dude, it was a very heated argument, and I am someone who just happened to come across this whole mental health topic, and I was like, dude, like, what am I doing wrong? I really wanted to be a better version of myself, a better friend actually, more than like having good friends. I was like, I want to be that friend, and I always tried to be there. And she actually moved out, and that sort of created, I guess, a more needy bond. Like, she was just being too needy. Because she didn't really make any friends there.
Okay.
And
so she was completely dependent on you.
Yeah, she would just call me crying, and I was there for her, right? I would be there for her, but then it got to a point where I had to be the one scolding her. I had to be the one telling, this is not how you deal with shit. You can't just keep calling me and wanting me all the time. I'm not your savior. You need to be your own savior. And that sort of didn't, because then they think that we're not there for them. And it's not that.
And they make you try to make you feel guilty for not being there for them all the time.
That is so toxic.
Yeah.
And we think that we are the bad one.
Exactly.
And
That's
I'm
literally gaslighting.
like it was hard for her to also, I guess, accept the fact that she is being needy, but I had to. Then later she's like, I needed that at
Yeah.
that point, but now it got to a point where I am someone who's was
Okay.
possessive about my things. Okay, I
Okay.
was like, okay, my family, my friend, and this friend started mingling with like all of my family people only.
Oh, wow.
Like
Okay.
now I guess some cousin of mine, I don't know what that is, but some relative, some cousin of mine is like her bestest friend.
Your cousin.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And
I
like,
mean, if the friendship's good for
them.
Bro, don't break the cis code. No.
I don't know, man. But also, like, fine, it's cool, Feelings aren't in anyone's control, right? And I tried to be so understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no. But we pushed it too far. I was just
far.
being too nice, and then everything just blasted. And at that point, I had to tell her that, dude,
Yeah.
this is not. And I guess we sort of ended it on good terms. We know what, that we are in like totally different phases in our life, and she and we need different things, and I don't think continuing that friendship is healthy. Because you have to recognize patterns. You have to know that if something is going on and on and on, it will probably happen again. And
That's true.
ఎంత
One
try
thing,
చేసినా,
yeah,
we
about
can't
toxicity,
change.
you have to know the patterns, look out for them. That's true.
So Inka, I was like,
I actually gave this toxic friend another chance. I was like, why not?
yoga.
Why not? Let's be nice.
I did that also, but then patterns.
So like the same shit happened again, and I'm like, why am I in this position? Why do I put myself here? And I'm like, yeah, done. Like, the thing is, I met this friend through another friend. But like we got close because we were in the same section or something. So, after I realized she was toxic and everything, I kind of started to put myself, back myself out of that situation. And I started becoming really close with the other friend, the mutual friend. So she couldn't take it because those both were friends as well, and we got really close. Is it very confusing?
No, I
gave like
understood.
an entire okay. So, she was very jealous, and sometimes, because you're best friends, you don't talk about other people, right? Like that's part of friendship. Like, you don't like someone or you just feel off about them. So like I did have those conversations with this best friend, and right after I stopped being friends with her, she went to people who it wasn't exactly bitching, okay? It was just me venting out that this person did this to me. I don't like it. So, but I like to keep my problems very private. Like I don't want to go and nag someone, you did this to me, bitch, and everything. So like, she went to those people and told them that I bitched about them and whatnot. Like she made up stories, and it was just very weird. Like she couldn't handle the fact that I was the one to leave the friendship. So she had to ruin every other friendship that I had with others. So that was very sad. But like she did come back later apologizing. But I don't know if it was genuine.
I mean, yeah, I guess we need to forgive them. It's a big part of healing ourselves of that thing. Being, kind enough to be like, okay, it's okay, fine. But forgiving them and getting them back is like a total two different things. Like, okay, you've
Forgive,
done this.
not forget.
Yeah, you did this, great, but we can't be friends anymore, dude. Like, that's not... Friends, okay. But
Friends.
calling every day, talking every day, and like all of that. And like, especially when we are in a phase of life where we're just doing so many things, right?
Yeah.
It just affects all of those because of this. Like, I remember when I would like, maybe we started talking again for a bit, and I realized everything was going wrong because my mind wasn't in the right place, and I was just doing random things.
Okay.
And I was like, dude, I can't do this. And at that point, maybe I didn't have a lot to lose. But now that I've come this far, I can actually put a lot on stake because I am a person like that, and I can't take that risk. Also wanted to bring up this topic wherein how has your friendship evolved right now? What are your boundaries with your friends, and like where do you draw the line?
Yeah.
Like, what do you share? what do you not, or what are the things that is okay for your friends to do, like the things that were toxic, how are you dealing with them now?
Yeah. So like one of the points that I mentioned about sharing stuff with your friends and like everyone else knowing about it. I think the friends that I have now, so my best friends are a couple. Like my two best friends are a couple, right? But like even if I want to share something with one person from the couple, you know how couples are, they tell each other everything, they share. So like even if I have a different dynamic with the both of them, right? So like I talk to one person, but the other person won't know about that part of my life. That's how much they respect, how I just want to talk to that one person, which is really cool and really sweet. That's how friendship should be, right? So that's one thing that I'm really happy about, and made sure my friends know that. And also, like with my other friend, before I used to let my friends affect my decisions. Like you tell them something and they try to influence your decision their way. And I don't let that happen anymore, I guess. And they don't do it as well. I think sometimes you just need friends to like listen to you, not like ask you to do something like you just have to do this is the right thing in this situation. Like you just want them to listen to you, and these friends help me clear my headspace and make me take my own decisions, which is very important.
That's amazing, honestly.
Yeah. So that's what I'm really happy about. What about you?
I mean, like you first mentioned when we were having this conversation, right, that I do not think I can be that close to anybody else.
Yeah.
But I am very glad for the friends that I have.
Yeah.
Just such a good and also very matured, I would say. It's not the same thing we were dealing back in 10th or inter or in college. We're so matured as friends, as people also, that we understand each other, and we're like, it's okay, she has her thing going on, don't. And they know about me, and they sort of try to not do anything to like hurt me intentionally, and they don't have anything going on. They know now, like my other friends, right, like Vaish and Shri and Chaitanya, all of these people, they don't try to come to you, but I know that toxic friend would have.
Oh yeah. Okay.
She would try to make friends with you with Bendi, and she would try to, and that also happened.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah. Yeah.
right. So I know that she just cannot digest the fact that maybe I'm having other friends or whatever. But these friends are not like that, dude. They're just so amazing. And all of, you guys, you're just like, you're there.
Whenever we want to rant, we're like video call.
Yeah, you're just there. And like, that's all. And like the love, affection and everything that we share is awesome. So but again, I'm in a very good space with friends right now. And I think I want to continue this and there's no drama. There's just no drama at all.
Yeah, sometimes I do miss the drama. I'm not gonna lie.
Same.
Let's not lie. But like these friendships that we have right now are so easy. They just there's no drama. As much as we love it, we're also very free without it.
Yeah.
And also it's very important that now that we're growing, we're like 22 and we're at the high time, like the peak time in our careers and everything. I think, friends understanding that we have a life of our own and we're not kids anymore who can like hang out every day and, like do something for us together. Like we probably meet on weekends. Like even us, we probably meet once a month, right? That's it. But like whenever we do, we just make sure that we spend quality time and just happy. Like that's very important.
And also, I don't think it's necessary for like your bestest friends also to know everything that's going on in your life, right? Do you think that you should be sharing things with them, or do you feel a certain sort of guilt if you're not? Because when I was in a toxic friendship, I knew I was like, I'm not telling her everything, and I also knew the reason why I'm not telling her, because probably she'll be pissed or something. But now it's not like that, because I don't even feel it's necessary for them to know. It's like, it's okay, I'm telling what I want to. And they also they're also not like, I hate people who ask questions about your personal life, dude. Like AMJ Iskunta Telshi.
Yeah.
like, do you want to write a book or something? Like, aim చేసుకుంటావు, like which guy, who, when,
When, where.
why. I'm like, why do you, I'm telling you something, take it. That's all.
Yeah.
Don't ask me like, it's like gucci. These friends are not like that. If I'm telling them, they'll listen. If I'm not telling them, they're like, okay, cool.
It's the same, yeah.
But that also does not mean they're like, I don't care about you and I don't want to
When you're talking
ask
about
you.
something, they really listen.
Yeah, and they're also like, how are you doing? Like, are
Yeah.
you fine?
They really check on you.
So yeah, very good space with my friends now.
That's an important boundary, like drawing a line where like you tell them what you want to say. Like this brings up a situation, like I went through something very dark, like very massive, okay, and that was one of the lowest points of my life, and I didn't tell my best friend about it, like this friend, because that's when she started to give me shit. Like when I was in the lowest point in my life, that's when she started to kick me. So I didn't, but like later on I thought, okay, we're cool, like we're friends again, let me just share. And I started to tell her, and she, like as a friend, I expected her to like be there for me and console me, telling me how strong I was to like get over it. That's what I wanted to hear. That's something I needed. But she instead got very pissed at me that I didn't come to her, that I didn't go to her and like share this. I'm like, this is not about you. This is about me. Like, let me have this moment. Yeah, toxic friends make everything about them. Like everything's around them, and it's just sad.
I guess I was like that at a point. I would make everything about me, but recognizing that was also a big thing.
That's good. I'm glad you did.
I'm like, everything's not about, so I kind of changed that.
I'm having a lot of fun in this conversation. I have a question for you guys. I don't
Please.
know if you're even like...
Sure, please go
basically,
ahead.
You're talking about how you've realized how toxic you were at one point, and we've all done that, right?
Yeah.
But how do you stay away from not repeating your mistakes? Because that is an issue for me, and that is an issue for a lot of people, and it's also a guy thing, I think, that we just tend to repeat our mistakes a lot. We're not smart enough as soon as we would like to be.
Okay.
Despite the awareness, how do you deal with that? How do you know that, okay, I made that mistake, I will not do it, like I just can't do it again? And when you're making the mistake, you just never remember that you're making the mistake. How do you...
I think, do you want to go?
No, please go ahead.
I think the first step is, are you aware how hurt the other people are by what you're doing? Like I think you really need to understand that. But if you can't, maybe that's why the person is repeating the mistakes, because, they're not aware. But you also have to understand how it comes back to you. I really believe in that. So like, go on.
Yeah, I mean, what Bendi is like, how do you not repeat it again, right? I don't think that happens overnight. If you're doing something with a friend, that will probably happen with the next friend that you make, but on a maybe lesser scale, right? You're not, maybe first you would just talk about yourself to a friend. Next time you know that you're like, okay, I talk too much about myself. You still do, but you're aware and you do that a bit less.
There's a voice in your head. Stop.
Process, no?
Yeah, but it is a long process.
You will repeat the mistakes.
You will...
You have to for...
Yeah, but like... For you to grow as a person, it takes time.
It takes time.
Lot of time.
It takes time. This will be better immediately.
Just like that.
That does not happen also, because then you become fake. That's not who you are.
Correct.
If you're just like, okay, I will not talk about myself, then you as a person are fake, right?
And also you're like, that's not good for you either, because you're completely compressing and like controlling yourself.
Exactly.
Which will do you no good.
Yeah, so I guess, dude, that answers your question, Bendi.
Hopefully.
Yep, anything else that we wanted to share or talk about on friendship? Okay, I have this question.
Yeah.
Did your mother ever had a bad feeling about your friend and that turned out to be true? Like, okay, that friend is bad, and then that friend is actually like the worst person you could have ever made friends with?
Bro, I think like it happens with everyone. All our parents are like, so on point with our friends. But also the opposite happened. Like, my parents thought, I was being friends with people who were doing me no good. And they had no idea, obviously, because I never showed that side of my friendship to my parents. Because you obviously can't show all your sides of friendship. But, I have few friends who I will never lose. Like, I will be the toxic one and never lose them. Like, even if they're leaving, I'm like, no. So it won't come to that situation. But, that's how much I love them. So my parents don't really quite know how invested I am in these friendships and how invested they are, that I know for a fact this is for life.
Yeah. And I guess that's a good thing, because we realize that our parents' approval is not really necessary. Because even I still hang out with people who my mother doesn't really appreciate, but I know how much they mean to me.
Yeah.
And again, coming to the point where you told that I do not want to lose these friends, I guess that is what happened to me as well. I wouldn't tell attached, but I know how much that these bonds that I make, like, talking to you, talking to Bendi, I am very careful about these bonds now. I have become, before I was a person, I wouldn't really value.
Exactly.
I was like, you know what, if you want to go. But now I'm not like that. I'm like, dude, I want you in my
care
life.
about
Like,
you, so be there.
be there. I'm very scared to lose you. And I guess you also need to show such emotions to your other friend and let them know that how much they mean to you.
Yeah.
These are conversations that I don't think we can just have.
Just like that.
Yeah, because they're very awkward also. Because one day you're like, dude, Vajushnava, and one day you're like, dude, I love you, and you mean a lot. So like, you can't have that, dude. But I guess it's somehow you need to show them also. Like, let's talk about how we can be a better friend, not just talking about, like, we've spoken about toxicity and like,
Not like
everything.
talking about others, but
yeah, let's talk about how we can be better friends.
yeah.
And I think the thing we should start off is letting them know that how much they mean to us. Maybe like not big gestures also, just like give them a flower,
Yeah.
Just give them a flower.
I never
just
got
think
a flower
about them.
from Jane. Now I'm considering your friendship. Wait.
I never got a flower from you also, okay.
I think.
Both my friends.
Bendi.
Thank you, Bendi.
Chalo betted, Bendi. So, I think how friendship works with me, I never ever tell my friends, babies, I love you so much, you mean the world to me. I'm like, you suck.
Yeah.
But fine, whatever.
I hate you.
Like, it's always the banter. I'm always abusing and hitting my friends. Always, all the time. But like, them putting up with it is a love language itself. Like, they just deal with my shit. They wait like 2 hours for me, and it's just, I don't know, me compensating for them waiting by just buying them food. Like, it's just a very, it's all in the little things they say. So, you don't have to do any grand gestures or something. Just be there, be easy, and you go to your friends to have a nice time, to get away from your stressful life. So just make sure you give them a nice time.
I love how you spoke about not letting them know what you did for them. That's such a shitty trait to have, dude. I've had a friend, okay, like back, I have to tell this because like, back degree, I guess for second year, I wanted to get my nails done for the first time ever, okay. So there was this friend who was like, okay, it's your birthday gift. And I was like, no, I don't want it. But then he was like, it's your birthday gift, dude. Like, please get your nails done. And they were like, I guess 2-3K.
Why are nails so expensive?
I'm not getting them done, guys. Like,
I like you have
shitty
to
nails.
sit through 90 minutes for that. Yeah, go on.
And then this guy got my nails done, okay. And we like best friends, we would share. But it was also too opinionated about my life. Like, tell me, but your opinions, you need to also know that they're yours.
Yeah.
Right? And okay, fine. Everything happened, and then recently a very, very, very huge thing happened. Like, I wanted to, my first brand deal was Bumble, basically.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to do it.
Cheers to that. by the
And-
way.
Thank you,
go on.
Yoga. See, that's how, guys. That's how you should be. And this guy's like, oh, but would your religion allow you to do so? Bumble is like dating app. It's just,
Are you
I'm
kidding
like,
me?
dude,
Dude, that's
it's a
messed
good
up.
point, but it's just so. And he started calling my mother and telling that your daughter is just doing this. She's wanted to make reels for dating sites and like.
Is
And
your
then-
uncle like?
No. And then you know what happened? All that thing happened, and I had a very huge argument. I was like, I can't deal with this shit. He was like, yeah, I paid 2K for your nails. And I'm like, I can't
Are
believe
you
I've called you my
kidding
best
me?
friend, dude. I would,
Bro,
I was
that
like,
sucks.
that's so shitty. How can a person be so shitty when you bring up like
And
all
you
these
just feel
things?
like getting your nails, just cutting your
Removed.
fingers off because
Throwing it on.
yeah.
But
That's
yeah, and
messed
I'm
up.
like, I hate it. That's a very good point. I guess in friendship, you need to have a limit of how much you can do, but just do it, dude. You're
Yeah.
your friends. You can't really be like, I'm doing this much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And
yeah.
sometimes, I feel like we let ourselves be, let ourselves hang out with shitty friends just because we have nothing else to do.
We're bored.
Yeah, we're
When we
bored
miss
and
drama.
we're lonely.
Yeah.
So, that doesn't mean you go back to that mess.
But that's
I
very
did
hard
that.
to do, no?
Yeah, I did that.
I also did that.
Recently. I'm like, okay, I'm bored. I have no, I'm just sitting at home. Let me just go back into that shit. And I put myself there and I got reminded again with a slap. Why the hell are you here? So, I pulled myself out of it again. Hopefully, I don't go back. I won't. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I guess the best way of having your friendship is also being equally detached with that friendship. Like, you know, they're going to be there for you and everything, but don't take it too personally also. Like, I recently put this up on my story when someone asked, I take things personally. And I was like, dude, I guess practicing detachment yourself is also so important. Like, we might have made movie plans together and you just at the last moment have something else, want to go somewhere else. I was like, Jane, I can't come to the movie. And I guess practicing self-love also comes into picture now. Is I will still go to that movie. Still enjoy that movie
without bllaming that friend because of you I couldn't go.
Because you have your own
to.
you have your own thing going on, and it's so important to understand that as humans also. Like, others best friends ante, it does not mean that they should be you're the main character and they're just there, right? You also need to understand in their life they are the main character and they have their priorities also. You can't just be like, oh, why didn't you come meet me? You planned a movie with me. Like, okay, something happened. You will not do it intentionally. I guess that's also very important, to trust your friend and be like, they will not do that to me. So yes, I guess that is also a very good point where we don't take things personally to have a better friendship. Right. Okay, so before we wrap up, thank you so much for coming and having such a great conversation with me. And I loved it, honestly. One of the best conversations I've had, generally also, not just on the podcast. And I guess it is because we're so open and we're so matured as humans, and that also, and also we know how to put the things that has happened. We know that are not greater than the friendship that we have right now. So thank you, Yoga. Thank you so much for
having me.
I have something for you. I cannot get you a rose, but here's a box
okay,
of
Bendi.
brownies.
Thank
by
you so
Charlie.
much. Why do you do this when I'm on my diet?
And here's a note.
Toxic friend, Jane.
Toxic
kidding.
friend.
But thank you so much. This is so sweet. Let me read the note. This says, Dear Yoga, thank you for being so open and talking about a very personal and special topic. Thank you for being a part of Stay Sane with Jane and making it awesome. Love, Jane. This is so sweet. Thank you.
Thank you,
I
guys.
love notes. Yeah, I think you should actually write notes for your friends, once in a while. I do that sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. Another point to note, guys. Write love letters to your friends. Let them know. If you can't talk it out directly, write it and let them know. On that note, thank you so much for joining in. Continue watching Stay Sane with Jane for more episodes. Bye-bye.
Awesome.
We're done.
Teeth padtadi.
నాది పడ్డది ఆల్రెడీ సో
నాది కూడా సారీ Bendi. I ruined your pillow.
God, my cushions.
is it on camera?
Yeah, of course this is on camera.
It's okay.
Okay, fine.
Cushions.
When I'll get you new